What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Today we have the WWE moves that wrestlers absolutely hate taking.
So before we get into this,
Straighten your mic up.
Oh, I didn't know I was using two mics. My bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Anyway, what's the one move you fucking hate taking? Besides anything with a bump.
What do I hate taking? I don't know. Anything that's like a lifting high back bump.
That's like 90% of what we do.
That's what we do. That's not what we take.
Oh, I can give you mine. I got two.
Okay.
Power bomb, number one. Which I guess kind of coincides with what you say. Because I've taken some where they were nice, but I've taken some where I've inadvertently pissed off the motherfucker giving it to me. And I could have swore I was in a fucking 80s boxing ring. Holy shit. And the second one, fuck you, Billy Sharp. When he fucking did that springboard off me back in fucking May and he fucking landed on me, y'all thought I broke my fucking neck again. I fucking thought I broke my ass. That was that was horrid. If y'all want to know what it is, I think I have it on my YouTube. I know it's on my personal Facebook. Go find it. It was ugly.
I guess the one move that knocked the wind out of me was a rolling Death Valley driver, like the Velveteen Dream's old finisher. Yeah, no, that's a bitch. That was a bitch.
I haven't taken that one per se, but I've taken like the Umaga style Samoan drop where they like take all their weight and throw it on you for it. Fucking Andrew. So I could kind of imagine what you're talking about because that shit knocked the wind out of me too. But I didn't really mind taking that one. It's when I have no control on the fall.
Yeah.
So powerbomb is always going to be mine. All right.
Well, let's see what the WWE guys have to say.
1, 2, is this on?
There's plenty of wrestling moves that hurt or cause problems.
I will say that the last ride is the worst bump
feel you, Kurt.
that I've
I feel
ever
you.
taken in my life.
To the point where some talent despise taking them.
What's your least favorite move to be on the receiving end of?
Jeff Hardy's Swanton.
It was the crouton bomb for the longest time. I was like killing me. I just could not control it anymore.
You would know Jeff is putting all his body weight on you. It does hurt.
They might be safe, but they're still painful.
It's so stiff. You're falling backwards onto your head, so there's not much you can do to break the momentum.
For this video, we'll be highlighting these maneuvers, plus some that went wrong because of how they were taken and how much damage they caused.
Cena would get very into the moment, I think. It wasn't that he was trying to stiff people, I just think he'd be so into it.
He actually choked me out, and you can watch me pass out.
Today, we list 10 moves wrestlers hate taking.
How many of the guys you work with just could not stand to be chopped?
Bret Hart and Taker were the doors. But Taker would tell me, you got 3.
Claudio Castagnoli, aka Cesaro, noted how wrestlers despise taking his giant swing maneuver due to how dizzy it makes them. This was revealed during interviews with Chris Van Vliet and Denise Salcedo.
I've heard from many people that it's their least favorite move to take, and they absolutely hate it to the point where they almost refuse to take it.
So that one's interesting because there's no impact, but the equilibrium is the bitch.
Now I remember doing this for like my kids when they were younger, and just giving it. Holy shit! So I could imagine. I'm almost tempted to see if somebody will do it to me just to have that experience.
I'll do it to you. But
we're gonna take this to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Oh, jeez. All right, moving on.
Oh, yeah. It makes them dizzy and they hate it. Brody Lee used to hate it. He used to curse me out the whole time, which I thought was hilarious. So we would just always, we always got into it beforehand and afterwards. It was great. He just hated it so much.
Whoa! My goodness, look at this! Cesaro swing! Are you kidding me?
Chris Jericho mentioned in an interview with Inside the Ropes that he wanted to take the swing at the top of the cage at AEW Blood and Guts 2022. However, shortly after it was applied, Jericho got scared and urged Claudio to stop.
But I was scared about falling off the cage. Then I started to lose my mind because all I could see was this little people sitting in the crowd. And I was like, stop, 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 stop.
No, don't do this, Claudio, no!
To be fair, even if he fell off the cage, he is the slowest fast man in wrestling, so it'd still be like
about
a
various
good 2 minutes
moves
before he
he
hit the ground.
taking, including Tyson Tomko's Argentine neckbreaker.
Christian's bodyguard was Tyson Tomko. His finish was very hard
I've
to
taken
take.
that.
Downstairs.
That is not a fun bump.
In there. Go down the bottom. Look out here. Yeah, man.
Jericho expresses frustration working against Titus O'Neil, specifically O'Neil's tendency to throw wrestlers around with little care or how they land.
And Titus O'Neil too. When guys just throw you with no direction and no care on how you're going to land, it makes it harder.
Time to be a champion inside the ring. Driving a knee to the spine of Jericho and then slinging away.
Chris regretted falling off Big Show's shoulders to the floor below at TLC 2009. Jericho has said on Twitter that this spot nearly cost him his life.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
YPJ considers the apron powerbomb from Kevin Owens among the worst bumps he's ever taken.
Fucking powerbomb.
No matter what Jericho's
Fucking
done,
hate
he
him.
hasn't deserved that.
That's crazy. I've never taken that, but goddamn it.
Have you ever taken anything on the apron?
I don't think so.
When they say that's the hardest part of the ring, that's not a fucking word. That's for shoot. I've taken Uranagis from the apron down to it. I've taken them from the ground onto it. I've taken the back suplex spot. You've seen that one before.
Well, I've done it to people, the back suplex.
No, not your fucking back. I'm talking about on the apron and fucking drop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do it from the floor.
Yeah, I will take that any day of the week because that's like what, a fucking 2-3 foot. That's a regular bump.
Yeah.
Still, that shit knocks the fuck out of you. Especially if like you don't have that shit calculated right for the guy that's going to take it, and they get like the spine right on the fucking corner of it.
Or part of your shoulder catches the rope and you spin into the
Fucking sucks. That's why if I have a say so, which 90% of the time I do, you're not going to see a fucking apron spot unless it's one of those like really safe, very calculated. We can fucking keep each other protected. I'm not doing like fucking poison ranas off the fucking apron. I'm not doing no fucking pile drivers on the no. Fucked all of that. Damn.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, he's narrowed his worst bumps down to 3, including one where he bounced off the apron in Ring of Honor.
Oh, shit!
Kevin.
There was also a chokeslam onto the steel ramp by Braun Strowman.
That kick by Kevin Owens didn't even phase Strowman. And now the monster in the back with a chokeslam.
Oh, hell.
Lastly, we have
Did you
Owens
see the fucking height?
And the bounce. That motherfucker got air on the bounce.
That fucking diamond. God, my dude. I've always respected Kevin. I don't remember that choke slam. I now respect him even more.
That's fucking intense.
That was gnarly, is what that was.
And the problem is, we'll never know how that feels because only the top promotions have those pull apart stairs. Like, you're never going to be able to do that move at an indie show.
Missed the cannonball and landed hard on the floor.
Looking to strike. He knows he can. Oh, God, nobody home.
Johnny Gargano did something similar to Kevin by somersaulting to the floor off a suplex at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Gargano had previously performed the cannonball bump to the outside at TakeOver Philadelphia.
A couple of steps ahead of Andrade Cien Almas. Johnny's got Andrade lined up. Off the apron. Oh, no! Nobody home.
That bump sucked so much.
Now, mind you, that padding
just your body's reaction
is maybe an inch thick, but that's very dense padding, so there's like no cushion.
While on the floor. Miz has struggled to catch his opponents in the past, sometimes barely making an effort to stop them. And as we've seen from our last 2 entries, it's a long and hard way down to the mats below.
And look at Jimmy's gonna fly. And Morrison. Go! The corkscrew, spinning corkscrew over. Make it. What the fuck,
Miz?
Not like the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
These guys are not.
God damn it.
This just proved to me that it's just purposely getting out of the fucking way. He does not want to take those fucking. If you don't want to take it, say you don't want to take it.
Yeah.
You just made everybody look like shit there.
Yeah, because he just olayed that shit.
Billy fucking Sharp.
He just olayed. Like,
How many times you seen the Usos do that splash over the top?
Every match.
And every match, it looked fucking good because of the person taking that shit. That's the first time I've ever seen it look like shit.
God damn it. Fucking Miz.
Eliminated. Doubles or four. Not this time. Caught it right. Almost missed the call with those feet right there.
Why does he even pretend?
What's up, guys?
God damn it.
Evan Bourne said in an interview with YouShoot that when facing The Miz, the high flyer knew he wouldn't get caught, so avoided any high-risk dives.
But smart move on Miz's part to roll out of the ring. Well,
Smart.
The Meteora,
Hardcore
yes, it
Holly's
was.
Alabama Slam is one of the most brutal whiplash-inducing maneuvers that knocks the wind out of the receiver.
Never taken this? I don't think I want to, though.
No, especially someone with the strength of Bob Holly, but this and the Tour of the Isles have the same problem.
I'll take the Tour of the Islands over this because there's more control and you're more safe on the Tour of the Islands.
But it's still your head hitting like last. Like it's the whiplash is still gnarly.
Tuck your fucking chins, all I gotta say.
Numerous wrestlers have expressed how it's the most painful move to receive.
Oh, no! My God, no!
Bro.
2002.
Including Maven Huffman, who broke down the move on his YouTube channel.
I never looked forward to taking it. I always felt it afterwards, so it goes in the hurts a lot category. One of those moves that you definitely felt a few hours
the
after you
110th
left
Street
the ring
Slam.
with Bob.
He retired that one very quickly when he got into WWE.
On his one-of-a-kind podcast, Rob Van Dam went into detail on how much the Alabama Slam hurts.
It's so stiff, you're falling backwards onto your head, so there's not much you can do to break the momentum. Best bet you can have is to have try to have the impact distributed throughout whatever of your shoulders you can get to hopefully hit the mat at the same time. But either way, you're just going to get rocked. And like every time someone would do that to me, it'd ring my bell, it knocked the wind out of me.
So look at this. Oh my God.
I think taking it onto the table would have
Powerbomb
been
is
better.
another wind knocker of the move with a rough landing.
Now testing, hooking Jericho up.
The Undertaker listed it as his least favorite maneuver to take, specifically Psycho Sid's variation. Some talent weren't too fond of Taker's version of the powerbomb either.
Poor Guido.
Nah, I'm telling you.
You better stop.
Nunzio.
On his podcast, Kurt talked about how it's tough to be on the receiving end of the Phenom's last ride.
I will say that the last ride is the worst bump that I've ever taken in my life.
Powerbomb.
Let's take a break from the list now to highlight wrestlers who took moves incorrectly and felt the full brunt of the impact because of this. Kurt Angle injured his tailbone, getting suplexed by Shane McMahon on the ramp at the 2001 King of the Ring.
I couldn't even feel anything. My hands were sticking straight out and they were shaking. It hurt that bad. And I thought that I broke my tailbone.
It was cracked. I mean, it wasn't broken off, but I cracked it pretty good.
Marty Garner luckily escaped injury after he infamously thought the pedigree was a double underhook powerbomb-like maneuver when given the move by Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
He said, "Can you take the pedigree?" I said, "Absolutely." I had no idea what the pedigree was. It felt like it was going to be a power bomb. I'm just going to kick hard.
Here it comes, ladies and
Yeah, you fucking kicked hard.
Chuck Austin was another local competitor unfamiliar with the move he was taking, which was the rocker dropper from Marty Jannetty. The botched landing sadly left Chuck unable to walk unassisted.
Chuck said he expressed reservations about having to fall to the mat without using his hands to break his fall.
I questioned him several times, and he told me he was a professional and he would protect me.
He stood all the way up.
That looks like your fuck up, my guy. That wasn't Marty.
Usually wrestlers go through a table sideways and down the middle, but Jeff Hardy learned the hard way that going through vertically is not a good idea, as heard during an interview with Chris Van Vliet.
And I remember like Vance was like, why do you want to do it like that? I've never seen anybody do it like this before. I just like to do it. I thought my back was all jacked up really bad after that. It just knocked the wind out of me. And I was like, I was all right, but that's probably the most pain I've ever been in from a wrestling, any kind of wrestling move.
Hold on, that hurt more than you doing the swanton onto the steel steps?
On his Oh You Didn't Know podcast, Road Dogg said he ate the mat face first following an F5 from Brock Lesnar on Raw in March 2013.
When I landed, I tried to just take a flat face bump, but I got...
So I busted Andrew's lip doing the F5.
He shouldn't have been talking shit about you.
I mean, And it was the first time doing it in a match. We had a match at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess at the time I was still pretty green, and the adrenaline got me, and I flung him around, and I felt my hand shove his head down. Like, this is gonna look gnarly. And it did. It looked gnarly. I got my ass chewed.
So I've given one F5. One. And this was back in my backyard days. We all live, we all learn. At this point, if you're a professional wrestler, at some point in this day and age, you have backyard at least once in your life.
Sure.
I'm just brave enough to fucking tell you. And got the dude up, and we practiced it a few times, like a fucking bed mattress and shit like that. So we did, but like as we're like going through the fucking spot, he came off the ropes. I duck. He immediately turned around. I pick him up and I snap it off real quick. Well, this dumb motherfucker, when I got him up, had his arm fucking tucked here. So it was more like a fucking torture act kind of thing. So I went to fucking do it. I tried to fucking spin him to get him flat, and he shoved his fucking shoulder into my neck, which caused me to fucking tense up, and it turned into like a really high angled impaler DDT.
Oh, shit.
Broke his neck.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Remember that one guy that I said a couple weeks back, I've known him for 30 years and I need to burn that bridge? It was that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Cool.
I don't regret it. But yeah, that was where I learned real quick. Do not do shit you do not know how to do.
That's right.
I guess my arm and his arm were, I didn't turn my head when I landed, so I landed right on my nose and my nether region. But like my nose and my privates hurt so bad. And so then it was like a running rib where Vince would make fun of me after that. Like, maybe you Brock at F5 you again.
I don't blame him.
Defenseless.
Nuts first.
John Cena's STF is infamous for its loose grip.
Oh, what move did I take? Nut first.
Fuck. What are you talking about?
Trying to think back. I know in training was the only time I took a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
A bulldog headlock, nuts first. Like I didn't put my knee out. I didn't turn my body. I didn't do any of that. I just took it straight down, and my balls hurt.
Like, did you even like try to rock it in, or you just like face bump?
I just
full face bump. Did not throw the leg out. Did not try to protect.
No turn the head. Nothing. Just nut sack.
I mean this with the utmost respect. You dumb.
Yeah. I admit.
Okay.
I was like, I want to make this look good.
So I got one similar. It wasn't a bulldog. We were doing pancake drills.
Okay.
And this was like my first time ever doing pancake drills. They showed me how to do it one time, and they said figure it out from there. Well, I figured out how not to fucking do it. So we went into the spot where you got the headlock, push them off, you go into the pancake. Well, when I went into the pancake, I tried to make it look cool and do it on one fucking motion. So as I'm pushing them, I'm going directly into the pancake. Not thinking like, when I first started doing this, my immediate reaction was to tighten up my legs and look like a board. And my nuts weren't tucked in. So all 200 plus pounds went to the nuts and got squished between my thighs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was supposed to get up for the second pancake, I thought I did, but I did not move. So I hit it. I went boom. I went ah! I heard the guy hit the ropes, and I'm looking at him, and I close my eyes thinking, I feel like I'm getting myself up to go into the next pancake, and then I feel him trip over me.
I'm going to turn this into the Universal real quick. Jump over me. I need a minute.
Well, no, the spot was push off, pancake, 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 come up, hip toss. That was the spot. I didn't get past the first pancake, my guy.
I understand.
I had to sit that one out. But After that, they pulled me to the side and like, tell me what you did wrong. I don't know. Because they didn't go into detail about you need to kick your leg out and brace yourself. They just said pancake. Like we had common sense. We didn't have no fucking common sense. We're fucking stupid ass people. So after they fucking showed me, I was like, oh, okay. So I went and did it that way. My ball still clapped, but I was able to finish it. And I'm walking around like I'm all fucking saddle legged and shit. Not thinking maybe I need to wear some fucking underwear and not fucking free ball during training. Because, you know, you want to be comfortable while you're training and shit, and like gym shorts and a tank top.
Secure.
I figured it out after that day.
You might.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, compression underwear is your friend in this business.
Indeed.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Fuck.
Switch to after being told to lighten up by other wrestlers. That's because John's original application of the hold saw him crank back to the point where he choked the hell out of 2 opponents. At Unforgiven 2.
So we always wondered why he changed, because he was fucking people up.
It's that adrenaline. But dude, I hate the way he does the cross face.
I hate the cross wrist bullshit.
Well, I mean, I do it with the cross face, but I don't fucking just like set my fucking arms down like this and like, I need you to sell.
Yeah.
Please sell. Like, no, I'll at least like wrench that shit, make it look like I'm fucking doing something.
Yeah, but he used to choke motherfuckers.
That's because he saw fucking guys like
bicep.
He saw guys like Regal fucking doing that shit, and that's how you're supposed to do an STF. But you're also supposed to work within your means, not kill motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's Ryback, I'm not going to judge that.
Locked edge in the submission whilst between a ladder. The extra space combined with the tight grip added a lot more force.
Oh, I forgot about the time he was on that ladder.
She actually choked me out, and you can watch me pass out.
He's gonna have to tap out, but it's not gonna mean anything. It's just tapping out.
Holy shit.
It doesn't matter.
On Rene Dupree's Cafe de Rene podcast, Chris Masters discussed John nearly choking him out when Cena used the STF for the first time in November 2005.
Cena would get very into the moment, I think. It wasn't that he was trying to.
I believe that was the first one, too.
And so I think he even did it like that to Kurt Angle a couple times, and Kurt, somehow he got smartened up that, you know, just pantomime it a little bit more. You know, you don't have to like, really wrench it to display the intensity. See me sticking my fingers right? That's literally to create some, because I'm choking. I am dying right here. Like, I can't even handle another 2 seconds of this.
John Cena just locked in an STF with Masters. Can't believe it. I think the match
You'd be hard pressed to find anyone
Oh,
who
God.
doesn't suggest taking chair shots, especially to the head, given how much damage and pain they cause.
I think Kane has snapped. Kane has
God damn.
Welcome to the pit. Let's go save some lives.
Is it always this busy?
You caught me, dude.
Now
I had a
pause.
lump the size
I've
of
taken
goose egg.
many shots to the head.
Mm.
Some safe, some less than safe, let's say. But there's always been that one universal thing I've figured out. It's always the guy throwing the fucking chair. If there's malice, you're gonna get hurt regardless. I mean, it's a fucking steel chair. It's there's nothing to soften up the metal. It's not gimmicked as people would say. Like, it's the same chair you go to Walmart and spend $15 on.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta trust the motherfucker. And you know, there's the things where you throw your fucking hand up and all that shit. Make it look good. I've always found the best way to take it is just straight on the top of your head.
The most painful weapon I've ever taken
is that dildo.
Besides that, was when we were in that feud with Kiss It at LCCW.
Which match is this?
And I wasn't in the match. I think it was you, and I think it was the time you and Andrew. Well, no,
because you worked that tag match,
right? I can't remember what match it was, but I was on the outside, and Cam comes up behind me and shatters his cane across my back.
That's when we did the neck gimmick.
Okay.
That's when he did the concerto, and I flopped like a fucking fish.
That's right. Yeah.
Copper called and everything.
He did not hold back. The fucking top of the thing broke off and
Yeah.
flew.
Yeah.
The whole cane shattered. And
It looked good.
I know.
It looked good.
Because it was real. Right? There was no gimmick in that. Homie just baseball batted me with that shit. Across, like, angled right across my shoulders.
Oh, in between the blades.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you a big meaty man.
I mean, yeah, it hurt. It didn't break anything.
It broke the cane.
I broke the cane. And there was a perfect bruise diagonal across my back with that thing.
Dude, that had to have happened while I was down with the fucking neck thing, because I don't remember that.
It was when they first stormed the ring. It was like before they jumped you. Like, he came out behind me. I was standing in the walkway diagonal.
Oh. That was the tag match with Andrew. Because that was post-match, because he fucking Claymored me.
Okay.
And then that's when that happened. Okay. Yeah. So either way, I didn't see it. I'm not a witness.
Dude.
Good old days.
He's a big man.
He's good now. He's very fucking good now.
Yeah.
Love to have him on. Love to beat his ass again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a concussion.
Kurt Angle seriously hurt his neck after taking a chair shot from Brock Lesnar on SmackDown in 2003.
Brock brought it and went straight over my head instead of swinging sideways. And I should have told him, and Chris told him before the match started, swing sideways so you don't go on top of my head where it crunches down on your neck. And I didn't tell him to do that. So he swung sideways on Benoit, hit him, which was a safe hit.
No, take it out, Benoit.
And he came over top.
And that is a textbook
brought it
throw of a chair.
Right on top of my head. I knew right then. I heard my neck crack. I was like, and my right arm completely went numb. I couldn't even use it. I couldn't raise it.
And Lesnar with a steel chair in hand. Take it out, Angle.
Vince McMahon's chair shot to Stone Cold Steve Austin at No Mercy 2001 left the rattlesnake with a scar on the back of his head.
Austin gave a damn about the alliance or Mr. McMahon with a chair. And there's no disqualification.
The scar I got on the back of my head was delivered from Vince McMahon himself with a steel chair.
I can't complain about it because he's wearing several stitches for me also. So.
Though chair collisions to the skull were later outlawed in WWE, chair shots to the back were still allowed. While speaking to Maven, Jinder Mahal mentioned how much he dreaded taking a chair to the back during his feud with Randy Orton in 2017.
Yeah, I would rather take it to the head than the back.
Up and be like, I'm going to take a chair shot today. But when you're laying lower to the ground, there's more room for that chair. So that's another cheat code. If you can kind of be higher, it's less. Yeah.
Oh, shot to the gut there. And now a steel chair across the back of Mahal.
Yeah, I'll take one at the head any day.
Stars after Triple H let rip on him with a mean chair shot in late 2005.
Oh, shit.
Fuck you, Sean Morley.
True.
Those first few seconds, when you open your eyes and you come to and you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're doing, I'm not going to lie, man. That's a scary, scary thing. Like, I would say that was probably the hardest I was ever hit over the head with a chair. It was by Triple H.
So what you're saying is Triple H's fault he's that fucked up.
I could still hear that ringing in my ear, and that lasted for almost a year after that chair shot.
God damn.
Bradshaw was known for swinging a chair, and he once leathered Pete Gas with one of the most devastating chair shots ever. Pete discussed other wrestlers' reaction to the spot on the Stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw podcast.
God damn.
Oh, that is a neurologist nightmare right there.
Mick came over to me and said, he was telling me the story about when he faced The Rock and he got hit all those times. And he said, don't take too many of those. And Jericho came up and he said, well, you're probably going to face them again tonight. He said, don't feed your head, feed your back.
Jeff Hardy has two different variations of the Swanton Bomb. The first, Jeff hit in his younger days, where he didn't make much impact.
The one guy they didn't talk about that had wicked fucking chair shots was fucking Undertaker.
Then there's the one where Jeff lands hard, making full contact, to the point where Hardy has jokingly referred to this version as the Crouton Bomb.
It was the Crouton Bomb. For the longest time, I was like killing me. I just could not control it anymore.
Here we go! Swanton Bomb!
Man, I've taken them like that. They're not fun.
What's your least favorite move to be on the receiving end of?
It used to be Jeff Hardy's Swanton. Knock on wood, I haven't been eating anything lately that makes me want to. Jeff Hardy's Swanton.
Devon Dudley hated receiving the Swanton, which he spoke about on his YouTube channel.
You would know Jeff is putting all his body weight on you. It does hurt. I'm gonna have to put this in the S tier for tag team finishes because again, Matt does a great job in protecting me, but man, Jeff just wants to hurt me.
Knife edge chops were one of Ric Flair's main weapons in the ring,
Ooh.
and given the nature of these strikes,
Many of
they
those
weren't
have you
everyone's
ate in
cup
your
of tea
life?
to say the least, especially Bret the Hitman Hart and The Undertaker.
Everyone
the guys
tries to
you
throw
work
him.
with just could not stand to be chopped.
Bret Hart and Taker were the doors. Taker would tell me,
You got three, kid. You got 3, kid.
World Championship Wrestling's all about. That one was like a wake-up call to Bret Hart. And at the second one,
I don't mind taking them if I know you make them look good. But if they look like shit, we're stopping that immediately.
After severely injuring his back in a plane crash in 1975, Flair became more apprehensive about taking big bumps on his back. It's why we'd often see him take bumps more on his side.
Did Flair start turning more to the side because of his broken back and the fact that he was trying to, when he got back in the business, put stress in other places? Probably.
I've caught myself doing that too.
had worked in 30 years at WrestleMania. Oh my! He was a winner there. The kidneys.
This is also why Rick started doing the Flair flop face bump. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out a similar video on the top.
Y'all go check out Wrestling Flashbacks for more of their work.
Yeah, but God,
that was fun. I like that.
I'm hurting right now.
It brings back some memories.
Don't it though? But yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back again soon, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget.
Buy our fucking shit.
Yeah, all that.
That part.
Yep.
Later.